back in the car, and I'm going to go ahead and tell you this is going to be a longer video than what I am used to, but it is, in my opinion, worth it. It should be covered. There is so much to this that I can't possibly cover it all, and I don't think that I'm the one to do it. This is about the Truthy Mcgoo faking his death, all of that shit. But before I get into the parts that I want to cover, are basically his video back. It's not him being back. He was on the Glares live stream, and I will link all of this below. But I want to say, first of all, there's so much more to this story. First, Truthy was getting doxxed, and things were being brought up from his past, and things were being done to him that were terrible. So you should know that. I'm not going to get into all that, but that information is out there for you to find. That did happen. It was wrong. Another thing you should know is that the reason he came back from the dead was, and this is what he said, was only because he saw that there was this information getting spread, that there was this GoFundMe that was fraudulent, or that he had tried to somehow get a hold of the money, that he had set up this GoFundMe for this woman and he had tried to get the money. That is the only reason that he came and did this interview and told people, yeah, I'm alive. So what I'm going to be focusing on is this whole interview, if you want to call it, him coming back saying, hey, I'm sorry guys, I faked my death. But yes, it's just this video alone. I'm sorry, it's cold, but I didn't want to wear the coat because it gets loud. Anyway, that's what I'm going to focus on, but the rest of it, I encourage everyone to look into all sides of it. When I first saw this, I saw this from BX, and, you know, his video that someone had faked their death and blamed it on him, and I was like, how in the world is there not more people talking about this? And I still kind of feel that way, but I get that this is a very sensitive topic for a lot of people, and it involves a lot of sensitive things, such as suicide. So I get why people aren't covering it, and I understand why the people who have covered it have, because they were his friends. So for that, like, after this video, I'm going to leave it to them to do the deeper dive into, you know, the GoFundMe and all of that, and why he did what he did. But I'm here. I'm on YouTube. I saw it. I'm going to talk about it. And that's just that. So, with that, I have notes over here. And Lord knows it's a lot. So we're going to get into this. First of all, it's just, there's a part of me that's like, this is the most, insane and crazy shit I've ever seen on YouTube, and I still just don't believe that it happened. And the other part of me gets so fucking angry that this is something that happened on YouTube. So, he comes on to the Glares live stream. Now, these two were friends, and there is another creator, his name is Mr.Nut. I do not know him. I like him after watching this, I really do, but didn't know him. So he's there, and Truthy and his girlfriend, which I said was his wife, let me clarify, she is his girlfriend, they come on, and the first thing Truthy says is, why do we have a third person in here? This third person was one of his friends. So that was like, why do you give a shit? And that's kind of where the Glare pointed that out, like, what, he has a right to be here, what difference does it make? But anyway, so I want to say that even though I'm about to criticize the shit out of everything he said and did on the stream, I do want to say that I'm glad that him and his girlfriend did come on, because for those who were upset and hurt and confused, and a lot of people were upset with the Glairer himself for questioning whether or not Truthy was alive, because that's a hell of a thing to do. But if you go back, and I'll link that stream as well, where he starts to kind of break it down, this is about a week before, why things look suspicious and why he believed what he believed, you'll understand it. But for those people who were upset and confused, I feel like this needed to happen, and I'm glad they were able to hear him say, yes, I'm alive and I faked this, and hear his girlfriend say, yes, I'm the one who kept this whole thing up and made up a lot of it. So for that reason, I am glad that this happened, because I feel that there were a lot of people that needed that closure and needed to know the truth and understand the truth. And I have to give major credit to the Glairer and Mr.Nut for the way they went about this, because I can't imagine how hard it is to have a friend you thought was gone and then find out they're sorry pieces of shit that lied to you. And keep calm as much as you can. Mr.Nut did go off at one point. I do not blame him whatsoever. That was actually the part that made me go, you know what? I really fucking like this guy. I'm sorry. Let's actually get into this. This is just, it's so much. So, first of all, the whole attitude from Truthy this entire time, and especially in the beginning, it was the first thing I noticed when he opened his mouth, was he was so condescending. It was like, this isn't a quote, but it was basically like, I'm here to say that I'm sorry because I need to say that because I want to clear my name on some other shit. I don't really want to be here. I don't want to do this, and sorry's good enough. He says all the other things, like, I knew it's not good enough, and blah, 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 blah. At one point, he even says that, I knew I was going to have to come on here and give a bunch of blowjobs. Like, are you fucking serious? Now, I'm going to be calm and collected in this, but there's going to be a few times where I've just got to say, are you fucking kidding me? Like, of course you're going to have to come on and say you're sorry, but nobody needs their dick sucked, okay? We just wanted to know the truth, that your ass wasn't fucking dead. Like, why would you do that? That pissed me off, but he made a few comments, because if you don't know, Truthy was a member of the true crime community, and actually the reason I heard of him beforehand was because Stephanie Harlow had mentioned him in a video. So one of his very condescending comments at the very beginning of this whole thing was, some along the lines of the figuring it out community, like. And later he says, I shouldn't have given the true crime community something to look into. What the fuck? These people were your friends. They were people who looked up to you, that cared about you. So of course they looked into it. And it was just so condescending and shitty to say, like, oh, the people that, true crime, that I gave him something to look into. Like, yeah, yes the fuck you did. Because you were lying about being dead. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? And he goes on and on throughout the whole thing about how he underestimated, those are his words, he underestimated how much people cared about him. And again, I just want to say, what the fuck did you expect to happen? Like, honest to God, what the fuck did you think would happen? And I also want to point out, because this, I know I didn't put this in my notes, this came right after another creator had passed away. I I did not know this creator. I didn't watch this creator. I don't know much about him, but anyway, the point is, there was a creator, his name was Bullinator, and apparently he was very well loved, and it helped a lot of people in the community. So, having this on top of that, I mean, that was within days of each other, is so, I mean, this already fucked up, but it was so much more fucked up. So, I've already spoke on the fact that he said he would not have came out and talked about this unless if it, because of the fraud claims and things like that. He explained why he did it, and it was all very personal things. Like, he didn't even name, like, the attacks and things in the doxing that was going on online. It was, police were coming to my house. I have a crazy ex-girlfriend who lives in my apartment complex. We've had to move. We're moving. And it's just like, all of those reasons, not that any make sense to fake your death, but all the reasons that he listed, there was no reason why he couldn't have come on and said, hey, this is too much. Peace the fuck out. And the Glare really went in on this, and I don't blame him. He was like, there was no reason you couldn't just leave. Like, he didn't even say, like, you could have came on and said you needed a break or you were leaving. Like, you could have just fucking dipped the fuck out. Deleted your shit. We'd have been like, oh, okay. Obviously, he doesn't want to be here anymore. There's just no excuse. And, again, the whole time he's like, well, we made a bad decision. And his old lady is like, we made a bad decision. It was, yeah, we fucked up. And another thing that gets said that really was a condescending, fucked up thing to say was, they continue to say, well, we already knew our name in YouTube was garbage. Like, our reputation was ruined. We knew we fucked that up. Like, why are you worried about that? Again, you're not focusing on what the fuck mattered. Your subscribers, people that loved you, cared about you, cried and mourned for you, were hurt. And the first and only time you say you're going to be back and talking about it, this is a shit that runs through your head. It just made me, like, because when I started going back and watching a little bit of this and seeing, the things that had happened to him, I was like, okay, there is no excuse for what he did. But if it was that bad, maybe he's, excuse me, maybe he's not this horrible person. He just made a horrible mistake. But I'm going to be honest with you. As the shit gets deeper and the more he talked and the way he talked and the things that he said, I have a really hard time saying that he is not just a piece of shit person. I really, I can't understand and I can't support. So, again, he says he underestimated how much people cared about him. He really plays that up. And it's like, you knew fucking better. There is no excuse, you knew. And then when they start telling him, or start asking him, why didn't you reach out to us? This is the point where he blames it on, well, all these other content creators were stabbing each other in the back, and there's so much going on. And he continuously says, I didn't think I could trust anyone. I didn't think I could come to you. I didn't think I had friends, blah, 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 blah. And at one point, he says, people stabbing each other in the back and turning on each other, like AKA BX Beast Boy. That's the only name he drops. And even then, which by the way, that's again fucked up. I talked about that before. Even then, they're like, okay, but what about us? Like, what about the 5 friends that, you knew were your friends? Well, I didn't think I could trust anybody. Again, not a fucking excuse to pretend that you're dead. That's not a fucking excuse. And the fact that he didn't tell them the truth is so fucked up. I mean, that's why Mr. Nut goes off at one point, because he's like, I was your fucking friend, bruh. It's... these people are hurt. How can you not see that? And this was also towards the beginning. He keeps saying, well, I said I'm sorry. And they're like, okay, that's not good enough. We don't want you to say anything else. You need to listen to us. You deserve to sit right the fuck where you are and hear what the fuck we got to say and what these thousands of people in the chat wish they could say to you. That's what he didn't understand. Or it's not even that he didn't understand. This man is not stupid, okay? I'm not going to sit here and make an excuse for him. He understood. He understands now. He doesn't care. That's the fucking difference. And, it's so crazy because the whole time the glare is like, while I'm mad at you, bruh, and I want to get my frustration out and get it across to you, there's a huge part of me that's just so happy to hear your voice and know that you're alive. And that's such a fact. I wasn't a huge fan of him, but, I felt that, as frustrating as this is, and as much as it does piss me off, dude, I'm glad the man is alive. And that brings me to the next thing. So this whole thing was played out and led on to be a suicide. This man, for years, has talked about how his father committed suicide and how he's so against it. So immediately, all of his fellow creators and friends were like, this shit don't seem right. How could he do that? Come to find out, while watching the stream, that was his girlfriend's doing. She felt that would explain things away. And we're going to get into her in just a few minutes. But the fact that you allowed that to be spread when you're supposedly so against suicide is so incredibly fucked up. And at one point, Annie Elise from 10 to Life comes on. And she tells him there's another creator who was so upset finding out that you were dead that he got to a point. You know what I mean? And he's like, I didn't know. Is he okay? And she's like, no, probably fucking not. Physically, yes, thank God, but emotionally, no, he's pretty fucked up right now. And then later in the live, this dumb motherfucker is like, well, yeah, I was keeping up with him, and you just caught yourself in another lie. I can't with this motherfucker. I can't. So, I've got scattered notes. I apologize. I never actually apologize. That is one of my notes, and I do want to make that clear. While they both say that they fucked up, and there are a couple of times where he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." It wasn't an apology. It just wasn't an apology. It was just like, we heard that our name was being drug into this scandal over here, so we wanted to come on and say I'm not dead, and that's not true. Sorry, but I don't want anybody actually hating on me or anything. Dude, it's not fucking hate. Again, I can't stress this enough. People hurt. People cried. People mourned for this man. He deserves whatever he gets from this. No one's hating on him. This is not that kind of situation. It blew my mind that was his, I'm sorry. Well, I said I'm sorry. All in one stream. He also, made a comment somewhere in there that, punish us all you want, but we've already done that to ourselves. Again, no one is out to punish you. It's you fucked up. You hurt them. They have every right to express how they're feeling. They feel hurt. They feel betrayed. You've done something that is irreversible. Coming back to life doesn't reverse what you put these people through. It only worsens it. But there's no way around. There's There's no way to fix this. That's the problem here. This is something that is not fixable. Now, before I get into the few things that I wanted to get into, towards the end, he says that, he's never coming back online. He's deleted everything. He doesn't want to be a YouTuber. He just wants to live his life with his girlfriend and their cat and whatever. And I just want to take this moment to say that I hope and pray to God that that is the absolute truth. Because this person does not deserve another chance on this platform. If things got so bad that that's what it led you to do, to fake your death and hurt many people, thousands of people, you don't deserve a platform. You do not deserve to come back in any way, shape, or form. That is just my opinion, and I feel like a lot of people would agree. So a couple of things that I wanted to point out and get into really come into when Annie Elise is on, again from 10 to Life, because she points out a few things that that I wouldn't have otherwise caught for sure, but I just want to talk about it. One of the things is that in the beginning, he's claiming, again, that this is all from personal shit. His ex-girlfriend was trying to get up in his house, cops are being called, and his ex-girlfriend assaulted his current girlfriend, right? When Annie Elise is on, she gets him to admit that the assault on his girlfriend didn't even happen until after they were lying about this motherfucker being dead. So, just an assumption, the crazy ex-girlfriend, who is confirmed to be a crazy bitch by everyone in the situation, I'm assuming was trying to, prove that this motherfucker was alive. It's just insane to me, but yeah, so then all of a sudden it was, well, it wasn't because of that, but that's why I kept the lie going. So, she had pointed out that the other YouTuber was upset. He later lies about that in the same live stream. In the same live stream, he lies about the assault and when that happened. And, at first it was a reason why, now it's a reason why he kept going. It just makes no fucking sense. And again, there is no reason. Oh, hold on just a second. We're using that good old pause button that I just got. Alright, I apologize. And I've lost my train of thought. Point is, he continues to lie when he comes back, and I don't understand how or why. None of this makes any sense. It is so incredibly frustrating on a whole nother level. So, the last thing that I really wanted to get into is just how much went into this. Because I think that for those who don't know everything, and maybe won't watch everything, this is some important shit to know, okay? So, what happened? According to his and his girlfriend's story and what we know from other people. Supposedly this was a decision made in a drunken state of just having enough, right? And it is confirmed by the glare that this man drinks a lot, and that tends to be a time where he does a lot of stupid shit. Irreversible shit, apparently. So, he gets drunk, tells her, fuck it, kill me off, tell everybody I'm dead. But there's a lot more into this, that went into this, and to keeping it going, than I think people really understand. So, supposedly, his girlfriend was the only one talking to everyone and giving them a story that he had just said to do it, and that was it. No, they were equally responsible, and I believe that they equally spoke to people and, equally talked about how they were going to do this and how they kept it up. As they're keeping it up, I'm sure they're having conversations. So, let's not get that twisted. They are equally fucked up and at fault. So I just want to go over a few things that they did during this period of time to keep this going, okay? First of all, the girlfriend had to go and post that Truthy was dead. Then she went and sent text messages from Truthy's phone telling some people he was dead, sending one to the Glarer that was supposed to have been from Truthy. Now this, again, any of the messages that were sent that I talk about could have been either one of them, because it's been speculated that, like, as if they took turns. And there's even one point in the whole live where it's pretty much stated that they did take turns going about this shit. So the Glarer gets a message from Truthy saying just had to say goodbye. Meanwhile, other people are getting messages saying that, oh, he's dead. Like, he's already dead. Then his old lady texts all these people. So I know for a fact she was texting the Glarer and Annie Elise. And I'm sure there are, well, I mean, I know there are other people. And she's talking about, I'm heartbroken. I don't know what to do. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this without him. How can I go on without him? By the way, I deleted his Twitter and Facebook and other social medias, and I'm trying to get through all that. And the whole point of that was that she was trying to keep her mind busy or some shit. But she continued to talk about how she didn't know what she was going to do. She is completely heartbroken. She tells Annie that she's thinking about going to some facility of some sort because she's that fucked up from it. She tells the Glarer that she found him in the floor and they think it was a ketamine overdose. Like, and there's just so much that she kept going with. She makes one of them makes a fake obituary, sends that to people. The Glarer was one of them. And apparently that got put, as far as I can understand, that got sent to him the night of, or the day of, maybe, I'm not going to speak on that. Either way, a fake-ass obituary was sent to these people. And that's when other people started going, hey, this doesn't look right. But again, his friends are like, we're not going to speculate, because that's fucked up. But then, of course, so much happened. And again, I will link the Glarer's live where he talks about, like, what happened to make him question this and come to the conclusion that shit just won't right. And that video really shows how fucked up everything was. Like, how far this went. This was not a quick decision to, oh, I just don't want to be on the internet, I'm dead. This was played the fuck out by the both of them. They were texting all of these friends, you know, putting it out there on social media, making a fake fucking obituary for this man. Like, this went on. This was played the fuck out by each of them. It is beyond fucked up what they did. And so, the last thing I wanted to talk about was while Annie Elise is on and she is talking to them, she says, okay, there is an account of yours talking to Truthy saying that members just got a notification that the channel name was changed. Are you going to refund their memberships? Are you going to shut that shit down? And he goes the fuck off, man. He is like, no, we're going to clear this up right now. I don't have any channel. I'm never going to be on YouTube again. I have no social media. I don't want anything to do with it. And Annie keeps saying, like, okay, but in the Glarer the whole time, I was like, I've seen the screenshots. I know for a fact this is true. And she was like, well, I'm telling you, it is your fucking account, and the name has been changed. It says this, you know, the name of this user has been changed. And he continued to really go the fuck off and defend that. So, where I want to leave this video is that I believe that this motherfucker has no remorse for what he did. I believe if you watch that live stream, you will see that he is a condescending ass and lies the whole time, and he does not feel sorry for what the fuck he did. And I do wholeheartedly believe that he is going to try to come back because he's talked about this before. This isn't something he just said. Like, the death part, yes. But he has talked about killing off Truthy Mcgoo and fucking starting a different channel. It lines up, is all I'm saying. And I think this motherfucker is gonna try to come back under a different name and still make that money, still be the YouTuber. And that's so fucked up and wrong, and I don't know how we combat that, but I hope to God it doesn't happen. It's a lot, you guys. So, like I said, I'm gonna link as much information as I can find about all of this that I can, but at the top ones I'm gonna link are gonna be the glares, why he started thinking that there was something suspicious, and of course the Truthy Mcgoo and his old lady, that live stream. Anything else I can find, I'll let you know down below. Thank you for watching. This has been just a total mindfuck on a whole nother level. And just to the people that were affected by this, obviously the subs, and I've said this in my last video, my heart goes out to you. The fact that you did go through mourning this person and now have to deal with this mindfuck of him being alive, dude, I am so sorry to anyone who had to go through this. To the creators and the friends, I don't know everyone, but, Annie, the Glare, and Mr.Nut, and again, anyone else, if I don't know, I don't know, but I'm sorry. I am sorry that you went through this. I'm sorry that you grieved, that you felt sorry for his girlfriend, that you had to second guess whether or not your friend was alive. And then there he is. Like, I'm sorry. I know that doesn't help. It doesn't make it better. But, yeah, I hate that this is a thing. I hate it with a passion. Anyway, I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I know this was a bit longer, but I felt like it deserved that amount of attention because this is the most fucked up thing that I've ever covered and hopefully will ever cover. I hope you guys are having a good day, good night, wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. I hope that you're enjoying it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.